We've all heard opinions about the coronavirus, and maybe you might be frustrated with some opinions that are maybe a little angry, some opinions that maybe aren't as informed as you think they should be. I want to help us today think through how to form an opinion of the coronavirus situation and how to express it in a loving way. So as a pastor, my intentions are to help people understand hurtful situations. How are people hurting, and how should we think about those situations? So think with me about 4 ways that we should understand the situation that will help us to form an opinion and express it in a loving way. All right, so number 1, I think what we need to do is first and foremost understand the nature of the virus. We know that the virus hurts vulnerable people, but we also know it's not completely limited to hurting vulnerable people. So we need to understand all about what that entails. We also need to understand what the true statistics are of this virus. So every day new information comes out. So what we should do is have the ability to alter our opinions, adjust our opinions based on the most relevant data every day. That's the most, really the most scientific way of doing it, if you want to be honest about it, is adjusting your forecast, adjusting your opinions daily. And that's okay because this is such a new thing. So be okay with that. So let's also remember that people are hurt, but not just mortally, okay? Number 2, I think is what we should do is we should understand the nature of the economy. Now, I know that this is a touchy subject, but what I wanted to remind everyone is that people are being hurt. Now, it's up for you to decide and do your research and know if the virus is hurting more people or the economy shutting down is hurting more people. But what we need to make sure is that we understand that people are being hurt by the closing of the economy. Now, the economy is much more than just businesses, right? Economics is the study of choices. So the economy, when you shut down a society, it's really what it is, you are taking away purpose, you're taking away finances, and you're taking away community from people. And so what we need to do is we need to understand how those things play a part in people's lives. So we know that the virus hurts people, not just mortally, and we also know that the economy hurts people and potentially mortally. So let's talk about exactly what that means. Because the third thing that we need to do, and this is the way that we could really lovingly express our opinions based on the first 2. So the next 2 helps us lovingly do that. Because what we need to do is we need to hear from the people that are being affected by the shutdown of society. So we need to hear their stories. What is it like for people with addictions to go through life with limited or no finances right now? What is it like for people with depression to not know how to take care of themselves or their family? What is it like for the people whose businesses are closing down and whose livelihoods are being destroyed? Those are important things to understand when you want to lovingly express your opinion about the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, the fourth thing, as I'm sure you know, is also hearing the stories about people that have been affected directly by the virus. Have you heard their stories? Have you tried to understand the fear that vulnerable people face every day? Have you tried to understand their fear? And have you tried to think about and understand the grief of the families who have been destroyed by this virus? So those are the things. What we need to do is we need to understand rightly and adjust daily how to think about the virus. What is the nature of the virus? Also, we need to understand how the shutting down of society affects us and how to really balance those two together. And what we need to do when we express our opinion of how to balance those two is to understand the hurting people. We need to understand people with different opinions and understand people who have been affected by those two first tragedies. So understand the people that have been affected by the society shutdown, and understand the people that have been affected by the coronavirus. So guys, let's have an opinion. Let's base it on facts. Let's try to become people that are a wealth of knowledge. Let's have conversations with our friends about what our opinions are. Let's have conversations to help educate us and encourage us. But let's do all of those opinions. Let's express all those opinions with love and not demeaning towards people who have different opinions than us. So what we can do is have an opinion and express it with love. And I think if we do that, our country, our communities will make it through this in the best way possible. Because if we don't do that, then we won't really be much of a cohesive community. So let's remember that. Let's remember to have opinions, but have them with love, express them with love, and keep learning. So guys, I love you, and hopefully that helped.